Welcome back. It is Wednesday, July 10th, and the MLB. Our 6 best bets are on the way. It's Austin, joined by Logan. Today, joined by a special guest. Get it out. The Broom is here. A 5-0 sweep yesterday on Tuesday. Beautiful day. That is exactly what we needed. Let's do a victory lap. Trea Turner over in bases. That auto greens whenever we give it out. He's the GOAT. Our parlay of the day was a little minor, not a big hit, as one of our legs did void, which is why, the 5-0 didn't result in a big unit-wise day because we only had Steven Kwan in there, and he was like minus 350. But we'll take the winner nonetheless. And then my outs props, Scherzer and Gilbert both got the job done, and then we parlayed them together as well. A 5-0 day. Beautiful. Now the goal today, we're going 6-0 today, and let's dive in. But we also had Dinger Tuesday plays. Cal Riley, wonderful, the big dumper. He had 2 of them things. We'll certainly take that. If you watch Brent Rooker, we were so close to going 2-0 on our Dinger Tuesday plays. His first at bat, he hit it off the wall. 400-foot double. Painful. But hey, we'll take a 5-0 day. Logan, why don't we do it again today? As always, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Do us a favor, hit that like button, drop that subscribe, do all the things, the cool things that support the channel. We certainly do appreciate it. Let's try to do it again. We've got a lot of picks coming inbound. Probably going to avoid the double headers today. We do have some earlier starts. Logan and I don't really like touching the double header, so most of our picks should be in later games. But without further ado, let's dive in. The first pick of the day. No surprise, parlay of the day. It's back on Odds Checker. Technically yesterday's cash, but we don't really want to count a minus 350 cash to the record. But hey, we're building up the bankroll one way or another. We'll certainly take it. Better than losing a unit, I'll tell you that. But we will dive in with another 2 legs. We'd love to get a hit. Top link in description and pin comment, and we'll link it at the end of the video. Definitely go tap into that. Now, I'm actually going to lead things off. I'm going to go to my favorite play of the day. And I'm going to start with a earned runs prop. I'm going to Framber Valdez. I like his under 2.5 earned runs. It is currently minus 145 on Caesars. Almost every book was right around this, to minus 150-ish or so. Sure, is it a little bit juiced? Yeah, but I don't think the line should be 2.5. I think it should be 1.5 juiced on the over. I'll take this here with Framber. Now, if you want to throw it in a parlay piece, I have another, pitcher prop coming on later in this video. Logan has a couple picks in the video as well. And we have a Nerfy at the end. If you're trying to parlay everything together, certainly go for it. But I like Framber Valdez a ton today to pitch pretty decently. And you look at Framber, has he pitched great this year? No, not really. I mean, 3.84 ERA and a 1.3 whip. He's been good. It's not like he's got a sub 3 ERA. It's not like he has a 5 ERA. He's been what he is. He's going to give up some hits, but he can get out of those jams sometimes. Now, Framber is over this earned runs in 2 straight starts, but that came against the Mets and the Blue Jays, 2 teams crushing lefties. Now he gets the matchup against the Marlins, which is why I'm backing it. However, on the season, the Marlins have really struggled against lefties. 3rd lowest batting average, lowest on-base percentage, lowest OPS, lowest WRC plus versus lefties. Really struggling. And you might be like, Austin, I don't really care how they did in April and May. How they doing recently? Last 2 weeks hasn't been much better. The Marlins are still struggling against lefties. The last 13 left-handed starting pitchers to face them, 11 of them went under this line. The 2 that went over, David Peterson and Ranger Suarez. Those are 2 guys they see a ton. Those are 2 divisional matchups. This guy in Framber, they hardly ever see him. If once a year, last year, he did pitch against them. He did go over this line. How? Well, he gave up 2 runs in the 8th inning. Yeah, I mean, that is always a cause. Framber could be in this game for a long time, but the Marlins have been doing a better job at running up the pitch count, which we obviously want to see. We don't need Framber in there for 8 innings. The longer he's in there, the worse chances for us to cash in this one. At the same time, I like him to navigate this lineup. When he gave up those 3rd and 4th runs in that game last year against the Marlins, it was to Jorge Soler hitting a homer and Luis Arraez hitting a homer. Well, both those 2 guys are no longer on the team. So I think he pitches pretty decently here today. Could give up 2 runs, but I don't think he gives up a 3rd. Hopefully he only goes 6 innings. We don't need him staying out there for 7 or 8. I really like Framber Valdez under 2.5 earned runs is my favorite prop of the day. But Logan, I'm throwing it to you for a player prop as well. And you got deep in your bag for this one. Where are you going?
Got deep in my bag for this one, and I'm going to over-reliable Trea Turner over 1.5 total bases, minus 110 odds on DraftKings is your best value. Now, if you saw me on Twitter last night, you knew I was running this one back. There's no way after what Trea did yesterday, 3 for 4 game with a grand slam, that I wasn't going to run Trea back. I mean, he's been the biggest coin respecter for this channel the last 2 seasons. Every time we back his bases, he's been pretty good to us. Now, Trea is over this line in 5 of his last 8 games. He's also over this line in 4 out of his last 5 home games. I've always said I love backing Trea when he's at Citizens Bank Park. He just hits different there. And yesterday, he proved that once again. Trea today faces his old team, once again, the Dodgers. And today, it's going to be Gavin Stone. Now, I love the match versus Bobby Miller. Bobby Miller's batting practice Now, Gavin Stone, on the other hand, he's been okay. He's been pretty solid against righties, 240 batting average to righties. But Trea has just been absolutely crushing right-handed pitching. The righty-righty matchup has been where he's actually been the best. He's hitting 429 off of righties this month so far. I got to back Trea in this one. Now, Gavin Stone has been great recently if you look at his game logs on the road, but those were against the White Sox, the Rockies, and the Yankees. Now, pitching in Coors Field, okay, impressive tip of the cap. But the Yankees start, I mean, they tagged him for 8 hits, only 2 earned runs, showing that once again, you can get hits off Gavin Stone, and I think that's what happens today. I don't care how many runs the Phillies get off of Stone. We just need Trea to get his job done. And now if we look at Stone, he has a 6-pitch mix, but Trea should see that mix well. He uses the changeup the most. Trea hits 438 off the changeup. He also is a sinker slider guy in addition to the fastball, but the sinker sliders, Trea hits over 300 on both of those pitches. He's been seeing this mix that Stone will throw very well. And Trea is oh man, my broom almost fell. Trea is the type of batter to capitalize on that. His baseball savant numbers are great for total base props. As I mentioned yesterday, 93rd percentile on expected batting average, 83rd percentile on expected slugging, 77th percentile on hard hit percentage. That's what Trea does, man. He ropes doubles down the line all the time. He ropes doubles in gaps. We need the extra base hits today. 14th percentile walk percentage. Trea does not walk a lot. And as I mentioned yesterday, Trea, he's the type of guy to beat out an infield single. He actually did that yesterday in his second at-bat for us. With Bryce now back in the lineup and Bohm back in the lineup, there are a lot of dangerous Phillies that I don't think you could just simply pitch around Trea Turner. I think he's going to see plenty of pitches to hit. I love Trea's bases. Once again, it's been a wagon for us. Why not ride that once again today? But Austin, what else you got for us?
Yeah, Logan, don't get hurt on the job. We don't pay workers' comp over here. So make sure you keep that broom intact. But I want to dive into another pitcher prop that I like. And if you want to parlay both of mine today like we did yesterday, you certainly can. I won't personally be tracking towards record. But of course, I always sprinkle a little something on us bringing out the brooms. I like this one. Marcus Stroman. I'm wearing his jersey. Under 5.5 hits allowed. All right, I won't lie. This is not a Stroman jersey. Maybe I'll buy one if he can cash out tonight for us. This is minus 140 on DraftKings. And like I said, almost every single book is on that one as well. Now, obviously, a hits allowed prop can go different ways. We saw with Mitchell Parker's one. He pitched really well, but he gave up 6 hits, but he went 7 innings. If you go 7 innings, give up 6 hits and 2 earned runs, I bet your manager's probably like a great start out there. Stroman, he could go out there and give up 6 hits, but pitch really well. He could also go out there and give up 5 earned runs and not 6 hits. I like this one a little bit better than taking his outs or his earned runs under. I really like, and I think Marcus Stroman pitches decently today. He doesn't need to be super efficient. Heck, I'd argue I'd rather him not be efficient to cash this under and hits allowed. Now, it is minus 140. It played to minus 160. If you want to parlay it with the other ones, you certainly can. Now, in 18 starts this season, Stroman has actually gone under this line in 12 of those 18. So, on paper, pretty good hit rate. He is under in 3 straight and 5 of his last 6 on the road. His ERA at home, 4.59. On the road, 2.54. Now, the whip and stuff like that and the strikeouts are really not there on the road, but he's been getting those, timely outs when he needs them. And like I said, it doesn't matter exactly how Stroman pitches. If he wants to be erratic, go for it, because that's kind of what he's been since the start of June. 6 starts. He's allowed 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, and 2 walks per game. I mean, those 2, 3, and a 4-walk game, that benefits us. Walks help us. We don't care how exactly Marcus Stroman, if he's not in the zone or maybe he's missing the zone. Doesn't matter really to us too much. We actually would prefer that he's running up the pitch count and he's out of there, because that's how you kind of saw Mitchell Parker. He pitched so efficiently that he gave up hits in the 6th and 7th inning. If Stroman's not in there, you're going to ask this Rays team to do damage to him in the first 5 or 6 innings, and hopefully we can get out of Dodge with only 5 or less hits allowed. But like we talked about, and we've talked about this a few times, the Rays against lefties crushed them. Hence why they dominated Carlos Rodon yesterday. Against righties, not so much this season. Well, especially over the last 2 weeks, the Rays, second lowest batting average versus right-handed pitching, 201. So really struggling against righties over the last few weeks, and it's kind of been a theme all season long. But what I love over that time span, They own the highest walk rate against righties, 11.1%. As I already talked about, Stroman is a guy that is struggling with the zone. Sometimes he's trying to get, dot the zone around the corner. And when he's not getting those calls, he's running up the pitch count. He's walking guys, which obviously he's not afraid to walk guys. When you walk 2 guys consistently in 6 straight starts, you're not afraid of walking a guy. But like I said, the Rays have been struggling. The last 13 right-handed starting pitchers to face the Rays, 11 of them went under this line. The 2 that went over, Alec Marsh gave up 6 hits, and Paul Skeens gave up 6. Now you're like, Austin, they got 6 on Paul Skeens. Well, yeah, they were chasing him early. They knew they didn't want to get into a 2-strike count against Paul Skeens because it's Paul Skeens. And when you get into 2-strike count, GG, you're kind of screwed because he's throwing this blinker and all those different things. It's going to be hard. So they were chasing him early, and there's a reason to give up 6 hits, but he went 7 innings pitched. I don't see Stroman going 7 today. If he goes 7, then I don't know. Maybe I read this one wrong. I just don't think he goes that far into games, given how erratic he is as a pitcher. But I really think this is a good spot to take his under and hits allowed. It might be sweaty because the last few hits allowed props we've lost have been right on the hook. Hopefully, cross your fingers, that's not the case today. But I think he pitches decently today. He can walk 12 guys. I don't care. We just need under 5.5 hits allowed. And I think he can certainly do that like he's been doing pretty consistently this season. So give me his under 5.5 hits allowed, -140 on DraftKings. You can pair it with Framber Valdez if you seek. That's my 4th pick of the day. But Logan, you got a 5th pick and you're taking an over. Which game you headed to?
Yep, I love staying up late on the East Coast. So I had to go to the late game. Braves and Diamondbacks. I'm taking the over 9. -105 odds on DraftKings is your best value. I really like the over out in Arizona. You look at yesterday, these 2 teams went a combined 2 for 15 with runners in scoring position, and the game still almost went over this line. Yesterday had 2 ace pitchers as well. That's important to note because the pitching today is significantly worse than it was yesterday. Let's talk about who's starting for the Diamondbacks. It's going to be Slade Cecconi, 6.1 ERA and a 1.31 WHIP. Cecconi's most recent start was a game Austin and I were at. It was back out in San Diego where he went 4 2/3 innings pitched, 5 earned runs, only 2 strikeouts. And the glaring thing in that one was his inability to really be able to put batters away. His inability to strike out batters won't work against the Atlanta Braves. He's only 8th percentile in whiff percentage, 26th percentile in K percentage, 14th percentile in barrel percentage. And you look at this matchup, you're like, okay, well, maybe he's better at home, right? No. In 4 games, Slade Cecconi, 11.65 ERA and allows us 360 batting average at home. That's just bad. Those are bad numbers. I think the Atlanta Braves can get to Slade Cecconi today. They were able to get some runs up on the righty Gallen. So why the heck can they not be able to get runs up on Slade Cecconi? I mean, that would be baseball, right? Because you can hit up the ace, but you can't touch the guy with a 6 ERA. But I really do like what I'm seeing from this Braves offense. They look like they're finally starting to put together hits and runs, which is what they did last year. And yet this year they've been struggling to do that. I think they can get it done against Slade Cecconi today. And then on the other side, got Charlie Morton, Uncle Charlie, starting for the Braves, 3.96 ERA and a 1.25 WHIP. Now Charlie Morton's ERA goes up slightly to 4.28 on the road, which we find him in this spot. And he's best these days at throwing off-speed pitches. You got to be able to hit his off-speed stuff because his fastball is terrible run value, 5th percentile in run value on fastball. So obviously, Charlie Morton's going to be feeding you a healthy diet of off-speed pitches. Now, I went through and I kind of looked at how they're going to do against this pitch mix. Peterson, Walker, Marte, Gurriel all hit 275 or better against the curveball, which Charlie Morton uses a lot of curveball. It's one of his highest off-speed pitch percentages. So the guys that you really want to be able to hit that pitch well should be hitting that pitch well. And several of those hitters do well against the changeup as well, which is also something Charlie Morton throws. So I had to see that, and I had to confirm that they are good against those pitches. So I think they actually do get to Charlie Morton today. I think they can tag him for several runs. 3 to 4 runs against Charlie Morton is definitely doable. And then can we get a few more in the bullpen to get us over this total? Because I don't think it's going to soar over in 5 innings. It'd be amazing if it did, but normally when I pick an over, I have to wait and get lucky in the late game. Arizona, also 12th in batting average versus righties. I did want to mention they are hitting 257 this month, and they should be able to hit this Braves bullpen. Atlanta, 2nd in bullpen ERA. I know they're good on paper, but this is your 3rd time seeing a lot of these arms. And then Arizona's bullpen is always sketchy. Arizona, 24th in bullpen ERA. I mean, look at Arizona's bullpen. You got Paul Sewald. When your closer is not able to come in and just get those last few outs you need, that just messes up the whole flow of your bullpen. And I really think there should be run opportunities late. Again, I trust the Diamondbacks bats. I trust the Braves bats. I think we're going to get over this 9 total. If you want to take 8.5, for the non-push potential, I like that as well. But I could see this one ticking up maybe to 9.5. I do love it. But Austin, you know what time it is.
It's Nerfy Nation time, baby. Get out the flags. We need 6 quick outs. That's what we need. And we don't do Nerfies every single day, but we do them when we find one we love. Hence why the record is really good this season. Today we're going for 6 quick and easy outs. But the question now is, where are we headed? And we are headed out to a game that had 1 trillion runs yesterday. Hopefully this is not that case today. As we're heading out to Detroit, where we'll be taking the Guardians and Tigers, no run first inning. Take the unders, 0.5 runs in the first. Now, there was a couple other ones we did consider, but this just has to be the number one that we love. It's minus 125 on BetMGM. We'd play it to about minus 135. Like I said, Logan and I don't play juice Nerfy, so we consider the Giants Blue Jays one, but we're not taking a minus 145. We're just not doing it, especially when we got Reese Olson on the mound here for Detroit. Reese Olson, 17-0 on Nerfies this year. I don't know if you'll find anyone better than that. And you could argue maybe he's due to give up a Yerfy. Hopefully that's not today, as he's going up against the Guardians, a team that we know are talented in the first inning. They're 11th in first inning runs. Yesterday, they put up a 3 spot on Kenta Maeda, but Kenta Maeda is legitimately batting practice. That guy stinks. Some people woke up yesterday and thought Kenta Maeda would pitch decently. No, that's a neck. But at the same time, I think that we will see him pitch at least okay today. My computer might have just lagged out, whatever. But I think that we'll look at Olsen. You look at the guys that he's going to see. Steven Kwan, he's never seen him before, 0 for 0. But after that, you got Jose Ramirez, he's 0 for 3. Josh Naylor, 0 for 2. I think he can hold down the thing. I mean, Reese is allowing a 222 batting average first time through the order and a 143 with 2 outs and runner in scoring position, which is kind of what Nerfies tend to come down to. So I need 3 outs at you as Mr. Reese Olsen, and I certainly think he can move that 17-0 Nerfy record, 18-0. We need 3 outs. But Logan, who's going to take us home from the Guardians? Please tell me he can get us at least 3 outs.
Yeah, it's going to be Tanner Bybee starting for the Guardians. Now, is he as good as Reese Olson in the first? No. He's 12-6 on Nerfies, which is a respectable record for us to be able to back. He's actually coming off 3 straight Yerfies, including 3 runs allowed in the first in his last start. I expect him to be better, just like law of averages kind of thing. He's going to dial it back in against this Tigers offense. Tigers, I truly believe, used up most of their runs yesterday, and they're 18th in first inning runs. I mean, this is a first inning offense that can sometimes be annoying with a few of those hitters, but I'll go ahead and take my chances any day of the week. The Tigers have Nerfied in 5 straight, their side of the Nerfy. They should be able to continue that today. And Bybee's only allowing a 195 batting average first time through the order, 207 with runners in scoring position, and a 114 with 2 outs and runner in scoring position. Again, can you strand that guy? Can you get us those last 3 outs we need? And can we have the zeros on the scoreboard after the first? I say yes.
I certainly think we can. That is our favorite Nerfy of the day. Let's wave this flag and have a dominant day. Bring up the broom once again, and let's try to go 6-0. Now, if there's 2 things we can ask you guys to do. Number 1, go check out our parlay of the day. We'll link it down below in the pinned comment and the description. Number 2, if you like Logan talked about Slade Ciccone, if you want to go check out our Padres video, we actually posted one on the second channel. I think it's a pretty cool vid. So go check it out. You have to see the roller coaster of emotions of that crazy game at Petco Park. I'll link it on the screen once it already is live on the second channel. Go show that video some love. But let's have a wonderful day. Let's go 6-0. And if you want to go check out that parlay of the day, it's linked in the description, in the pinned comment, and right now on the screen. Let's have a great day, Logan. We'll see you guys back again tomorrow with some more. Peace.